The 25th anniversary of pin trading. And look at how cute these figures are. We've got Mrs. Potts, we've got Lumiere. Let me show you around a little bit. Hi guys, I am so excited to be at the 25th anniversary celebration brunch that is kicking off the 25th anniversary of pin trading. And look at how cute these figures are. We've got Mrs. Potts, we've got Lumiere. Let me show you around a little bit. Okay, so as soon as we came in, we got Lumiere greeting us, celebrating these great banners, and we've got Mrs. Potts. Look at how fun she is. Such a great character to have here. And look at how much bigger this space was. Last year it was a little bit crowded and they did run out of food, but we're gonna go over and check out what they have for us. They have 3 different, I think, lines set up this time, which makes it much better for grabbing food and stuff like that. So let me go around here and show you. Oh, they've got a great drink station. Looks like we've got apple juice, sweet tea, water, no Diet Coke, but that's all right. That's okay. And then we've got our panel is going to be up there talking about their designs and everything that they do for the community. Let's go over here and check out the food. Oh, this looks fantastic. Look at how great this looks. All kinds of fruit and croissants and quiche, sausage, bacon. It all looks amazing. And what do we got over here? Let's show you. And then we've got an avocado toast bar. How fun is this? All kinds of greens. I think this is like salmon, avocado, different breads. This looks amazing. Okay, friends, I'm gonna go get some food so we can hear the speakers, and let's go.
But once again, I just wanted to say welcome. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate you being here as we celebrate 25 years of Disney Pin Trading. So if you don't know me, we're going to start with little introductions and a little backstory. We'll pass it around to the team. But my name is Jess Willis, and I'm the Senior Manager of Product Design for Disney Pin Trading. What does that mean? That means I have the privilege and the honor to be the leader of these amazing people behind me. And together, we're the ones who draw all of the art for the pins that you see here at Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Premium Services, Club 33, and. So we are those designers that are literally living our dream and drawing magic every day. Before I give you my backstory, I'm going to pass it to the team, let them introduce themselves. Let's do a little, your name, where you're from, a little bit of your backstory, and you have to end with your favorite character for those who may not know it, okay?
Oh, I like that.
Go for it, Robert.
Hey there, I'm Robert Schilling. I'm an Associate Product Design Manager for the pin team, so you can draw pins every day. It's amazing. I was born and raised here in Florida, so Disney has been a consequential part of my life. And I grew up in the 90s as a child too, so the animated films, going to the parks was just every day, growing up in my life. I have a background in illustration, so I studied illustration in college, and I got a job over at another paint company for a while, and then eventually I found my way to Disney, and I've been here for almost 4 years, and it's amazing. It's a pleasure every day. So.
Favorite character?
Oh, favorite character. This is hard. I feel like it changes every time, but right now I have a 3-year-old, so Goofy is my favorite character just because he's a great dad. I aspire to be like Goofy.
Hi everyone, my name is Kate Dykstra. I'm an assistant product designer. I'm on the same team as everyone here, and I get to draw pins every day, which is awesome. Basically, I started loving Disney as a kid as well, watching the movies and going to the parks very frequently because I live in Tampa, so it's not too far to drive. Also, my career kind of started in the sports apparel industry, in fact. And then I was lucky enough to see a position open and apply with a background in illustration as well during college. And I was lucky to find the Penn family, which is great. So I've been here for officially a year now, unofficially for 1.5 years, but now officially a year. So I'm very excited to be here. And my favorite character has always been Mr. Toad. I just love him so much, and his quirkiness and craziness. So, yeah.
Hi everyone, thanks for being here. We are really excited to be with you. I'm Patty Pereira, and I grew up far away from Disney World. I'm from Brazil, so I grew up watching movies and dreaming about the day I would be able to come here and visit the parks for the first time. That happened when I was 15 years old. It was my first trip to Disney. I was really happy to be here. Was really my dream come true. And then the second time I was able to come, I was 25. So it was always something I always wanted. So in 2019, I ended up moving to the USA, and in 2021, I found my way to Disney, and it was just everything I always imagined. This team is amazing. I'm so thankful to be part of this team, to be with these amazing people, and to be here with you. You are the magic for us as well, so we are happy to be here. Thank you so much. Oh, my favorite character. Yeah, okay. So it's Goofy, but I feel like it's changing because I have a deep love for Jose Carioca now because he's Brazilian. I feel represented. So yeah, that's it.
Hi, most of you probably know me. My name is Maria Steffi. I've been working in the merchandise team for about 18 years now. I recently joined the PIN team last year, so this is my first PIN event back where I've been working on all the assortment for you, so I'm very, very excited. I grew up here in Florida. I used to come to Walt Disney World every year, once for my birthday and once for my sister's birthday. So twice a year we would come up and visit, and it was just like a little slice of magic. And I grew up wanting to be a part of it and knowing that this is what I need to do. So I was lucky enough to, when I graduated college, I was accepted as an intern, and I've been here literally ever since. So I've been living my dream every single day since I graduated college, which is great. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be with all of you. It's an honor to be here with the team. And we're so excited for this weekend. So thank you for coming again. My favorite character right now is probably tied between Simba and the Beast.
Hi, I'm Jason Pell. I grew up in Connecticut, Eastern Connecticut. We came down here pretty frequently. After my first few visits to the park, I knew I wanted to draw Mickey Mouse. So I never stopped drawing. I studied illustration. During school, I was exposed to some of the behind-the-scenes magic of how the films are made. So I was able to bulk up my portfolio. I got into feature animation. I was there for lots of the sort of the new golden age, the modern hand-drawn films. So I sort of took a little detour from the merchandise I knew I wanted to do through feature animation, and then came back to merchandise. So I'm 15 years with the company, and I love every day of it. It's still a dream every single day. And Mushu is my favorite character. It's one of the first films I worked on, so he sort of has a place in my heart.
And my backstory, so Jess Willis, again, Senior Manager of Product Design. I have been with the company since 2014. I started in the merchandise design, graphic design, working on all different product types, so designing from pins to board games, apparel, and plush, all the things you can imagine. And same as everybody else, this is all I ever wanted to do. My very first trip, I was 18 months old, and I really think I knew then that I wanted to work for Mr. Walt. I think that was it, but realistically, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I loved art, but I knew really at the end of the day I wanted to work for the Walt Disney Company. And through school, I got a degree in communications actually, as well as graphic design. So I got the marketing and the PR, the advertising background, which I think has helped dramatically and drastically in my career. But I also had graphic design, which included fine art and illustration and all of those things. When I graduated, I had actually started cold calling the company when I was 14 or 15. It was before the internet. But I just started, we would come down, my family very similarly, we were very fortunate, we would come down multiple times a year. This is where we vacationed. My dad worked down here as well, so we'd come down on work trips. But I would go to the Masters, the Festival of the Masters, or before it was Festival of the Arts, and I would go up to all the different artists and just say, how do I do what you do? What do you do when I want to do it? And then I started cold calling, and randomly, when email became a thing, I said, well, I'll try this email address, to try to just see how I could get my foot in the door. When I finally did in 2014, I said, you're never leaving, so I'm here now. And I never left. And so back in 2021, I had the honor and privilege of starting what we now call the Pin Trading Center of Excellence, which is a pin design team solely dedicated to the art and design of trading pins. So my role, as well as everybody here, their roles never existed before 2021. There was a form of their role where they designed pins and they worked on pins, but to be dedicated solely and to be on what we call the PTCOE, that didn't happen, that didn't exist. And now we're kind of paving the way. We have so many young aspiring artists who come up and say, I want to be a pin designer. And I think back to the 14 and 18-month-old me, but the 14-year-old me, who says, man, if I knew that this was a job, this is what I would have wanted to do. Because this is all I ever couldn't have imagined this role. So I'm very fortunate, like my team members here every day, to work beside them. I have the privilege and sometimes the heavy responsibility of leading, but I really say working beside because we really are a really tight-knit team. My favorite character is no surprise to anybody who knows me. It's Figment. It always has been. It always will be. It will never change. He is my favorite. If anyone's listening, I mean movies and TVs and more, everything about Figment. But yes, we're honored and we're grateful you're here. We're excited you want to listen to us. Thanks for wanting to hear from us. We will open it up to some Q&A, but I think I'll start off. Yeah, Quinn, if you want to come up. If you don't know Quinn, I'll do Quinn's little introduction. He can introduce himself, but those of you who have been around for a while, Quinn Kimball actually provided me my very first pin job when I started with the company. So when I came in, this guy over here comes around my cube and says, "You're the new girl, I got a job for you." And hands me my very first pin, challenging me.
What was that pin?
And that pin was the Big Hero 6. It was Baymax on the red square. I look back now and I say, what was I thinking? But I love it with all my heart.
It stayed
around for 10 years. Yeah. But yeah, that was my very first introduction to pins, and I never left.
So anybody who has that pin, come show it off.
Yeah.
It's been around forever. Hi everyone. So I'm gonna hijack this whole place now. But as Jess was saying, so everybody take a little break here. We're going to have some Q&A toward the end. So think about your questions. I'll run to you, ask the questions for the panel here. But I wanted to ask.
You'll walk safely to them.
I will walk safely. I wanted to address something very quickly. When Patty was talking, she said Brazil. There was a woo? Who was that? What? Is somebody probably from there? Okay, no one. All right, there's fans. So we're gonna do this. Oh, over there. All right. From Brazil, visiting family? Oh, over there. Oh, hey, everybody, over there.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Been done, so they're in there. But this one was in there. It was the 101 Dalmatian pin. I always wanted a pin that had all 101 Dalmatian puppies on it, with Pongo Perdita.
I kept those Dalmatians.
Yeah.
I already did.
Okay.
I already did.
She validated.
She literally told me that when we previewed them, and I sat there and counted every single one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, I counted them also like 29 times to make sure they really were. But yeah, I think that was my favorite pin.
Ainsley.
I have a dog named Lucky Girl, so that's why you see a lot of Lucky the Dalmatian that pops up. and Lucky might be on that pin as well. But that's probably my favorite because that was something that I dreamt of back when I first started, and now it's finally come to fruition.
So this is a dream pin for you.
This is a dream pin for me.
So y'all,
This would be like, y'all are out there looking for your Grail pins. Like now, this is like my Grail pin. So.
so you have a book of pins that you want to do. So probably everybody has a book of pins they want to fit someplace.
Yeah.
In an event somewhere.
Yeah, because not everything, as many pins as we do, not everything gets made, right? Not every idea can be used, or it might not be the right time to use that idea. So, but when the ideas come, be it middle of the day or 2 o'clock in the morning, you got to write them down somewhere. So we just keep logs of the pins that we want to do and know that, okay, well at some point we'll go back in and we'll pull it out.
So everybody kind of has a repository in their mind or in a book that says, this would work well and fill in the blank later, or I have this idea, but I don't know where it's going to go, and you just kind of like, okay, when it presents itself, then it's ready. All right,
Favorite pin?
What is your favorite pin, Robert, and why?
My favorite pin this year is from the artist that I worked on, the Small World pin. Growing up, going to Magic Kingdom, Small World was one of my favorite rides, and it still is today. I love the artistry behind it. I love the message behind it. And I've always been obsessed with the hippo with the winky eye. We had a conversation, I think last year at dinner at some point we were talking about if we could take any piece of Disney property and have it at your home, I would take the hippo. And now having I always pick my 3-year-old kids, but she goes on Small World every time we go to Magic Kingdom now. It's singing the song, and it's just, so it has a place in my heart, so I'm glad to be able to help in designing that.
And what is her favorite pin, her first pin?
She is not a pin collector yet, but I'm trying. Last time we went to the Frontier Mercantile, and I was holding up a lanyard set, and I was like, oh, do you want this? And she, not yet, but we'll get there.
Favorite pin, Kate, and why?
Favorite pin, it's really hard to choose actually every year what our favorite pins are. I would say from the vending machine set, I got to work on that one, and I actually have 2 from the set. I do like the Shandu with Sinbad, because I'm a big fan of Tokyo Disney Sea, and also Duffy with Gelatoni. So I really got inspired by that because I got to go for my honeymoon, luckily, to Japan. So it's very big for me and my husband. We very much bonded from that ride with the catchy tune with Sinbad. And they're both cute felines. Gelatoni is my favorite of the Duffy friends. So yeah, it was just a dream come true because those are characters we hardly get to work on. And it was great that Jess really fought hard for this set to go through, and I was very grateful. So thank you.
So with that experience for guests who've been here, this is only the 2nd year that you're doing this experience where you can get something out of a vending machine, right?
Third year. This is the third year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the 3rd year of...
Maybe explain to those who may not know about it, so we have some new guests here.
Yeah,
and what maybe can expect from this?
Sure. So for the new folks and the new guests, you'll see when you go into the main hall, there will be these vending machines, these pin machines. This is our 3rd year featuring them. The 3rd year that we've done an exclusive collection of pins that will be on the insides of those machines. You could not RSVP for the actual pins. You could RSVP for the cards for additional swipes. But when you go up to those machines, you can use your card. Did you get some? And you'll receive a mystery pin. That's one of the pins in the set that Kate worked on.
It was number 1.
Every year so far, we've done a different
the very
mystery
first
set.
ones.
And this year's set, Kate was really inspired by 25 years of pins and all the Disney parks around the world. So we're featuring characters and homage to different parks and where pins, may show up or have shown up in years past.
And all the pins are revealed, so everybody knows what they're going to be getting from the RSP catalog.
One is a mystery.
What's the
that
mystery?
Means that we didn't show you what the one was.
So there's a thing out there that some guests will get,
and
that nobody else will get from as many as all the others, right? So
right. So yes.
Okay.
Yes. So there's a mystery out there. So if you find one that you don't see in the catalog, that is the mystery of the mystery. That's a little inception. Mystery of the mystery set. Favorite pin of the event.
And why?
So my favorite pin this year is the Lady and Darling pin from the artist box set. And it's because a few years ago, my dog passed away, and she was pretty much like Lady. She looks like Lady, and she had the same personality. So every time I watch Lady and Tramp, I cry. I cried before, but now I cry even more. Being able to represent that bond between Darling and Lady, it's seeing myself represented with my dog, so I feel very happy about this pin. This is my favorite so far.
And what's your dog's name? Because it's a really cute dog name.
Her name is Pipoca, which means popcorn in English.
Oh, Pipoca. It's cute.
Use a little bit of your, so she'll live on in this pin.
Yeah, she'll live on, yeah. Whenever you watch Lady and Tramp, remember Pipoca. She's there.
Pipoca.
Pipoca.
Okay, so we're gonna have a mystery set soon, if Patty has anything to do with it? A mystery set of Pipoca pins?
Oh, yeah. I'm down for that. Yes, I'm down for that.
All right, Marie, favorite pin and why for this celebration?
For this event, my favorite pin was also in my artist box set that I did. It was the Spaceship Earth pin. Spaceship Earth is one of my favorite attractions. It's every time we go to Epcot, we gotta buy Spaceship Earth. That Rome burning smell, I could just carry that around. That would be amazing. But just getting to honor that attraction in the storytelling, just the fact that that ride is able to capture the entirety of humanity's story in one attraction is amazing, and that's always amazed me ever since I was very young riding it. And just getting to try to capture that in a single pin was a challenge, but it was really, really fun and an honor to get to work on that one. So that was my favorite.
My favorite for the event is the Mickey Mouse with the Trader book. As I sort of went through my backstory, from a very young age, I knew Mickey Mouse was kind of my go-to. My preschool nickname was Mickey Mouse. So I feel like it's a little bit of a self-portrait, and a lot of the pins in Mickey's book are also the things that I collect and films that inspired me.
Okay.
So we want to open it up a little bit to what you want to know. So we'll start off with questions, and I walk safely to the guests. They can ask their questions.
Walk safely.
All right.
I had 100 questions. Now I have 101. I want to know who you had to fight for that pin, or what that looks like. And who designed the first set of the 25 that had all the characters holding the pin board? The first 25th set are individual pins. There was a Chip and Dale, a Mickey, Minnie.
Oh, the open edition ones. Yes, the one. Yes, not from the event, from the 25th celebration. So who did I have to strongly discuss and have a very professional conversation with to achieve the pins that Kate were working on? So one of the really interesting things about what we do about our jobs and how we go about our jobs is that we work with a lot of additional partners. So if you've been here before, you always hear my speech on the inside, and I say, please thank everyone that it takes a village to put an event on. You'll hear it again tomorrow. But it's true, and not only does that happen, but on the creative side, we work with an entire separate team that works on what we call creative style guides. So for things like holiday programs, be it Halloween or holiday, be it the Festival of the Arts or anything like that. Actually, that's the team that Quinn is on. That team is responsible for creating these guides filled with art that we can go into, use the art, and remake it into pins. That accounts for roughly about 30, maybe 30% of our assortment. The other 70% that the team does is all what we call bespoke art. And bespoke art is custom. These 6 people are doing it from scratch, and we're really imagining and creating it up. So when we do anything that is what we call bespoke, that means we have to get lots of approvals. And all of the approvals include people like our WDI partners, they can include attraction partners, they can include brand franchise members. So there's a lot of different people that when we want to do something like Duffy, that adds a layer of international approval to it. So every pin we do has to be seen by so many additional people and go through so many additional approvals to make sure that, one, we're upholding the Disney brand, that we're upholding the individual character's brand integrity, and that we're really honoring and we're representing those characters the way that the creators of those characters want to do so. That includes Lucas, Star Wars pins, that includes Marvel. There's a lot that we have, gosh, I don't even know, 13, 14 different what we call third parties and partners that we work with to make sure, we're upholding that integrity and that honor and the brand of Disney as a whole. So that was the first part of your question. Second part of your question, I'm gonna blank.
The little board.
The little boards. The little boards were actually Robert, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so Robert had the fun task of creating those original OEs for the 25th.
Yeah, and it kind of spun off of the idea of, if you remember, Magic Happens a while back with the Donald Duck trading pin. So, and there's a couple things that happen like that where we have sort of a nugget of idea that it's like, oh, well, this theme can be explored further. And I think with the 25th anniversary, it was just, a call that like, well, and with this event too, having that sort of inception of a pin of someone trading a pin. So, yeah.
Can I just ask, what was the motivation for the costumes that you're wearing?
It was more just kind of that Main Street kind of costuming. So it's kind of very traditional Disney Main Street vibe.
But we didn't want it to, I had a very loud voice. But we wanted it to be inspired by Main Street, but be its own kind of look and feel. It needed to be its own thing. Yes, it can look like, you can tie it to a bunch of different things in our Disney past, but really it needed to stand on its own. And we wanted it, the story of the 25th when we first laid it out was that, Mickey and his friends had heard about Disney pin trading and they were like, what is this phenomenon that all these people are running around the park doing? And so you'll see a handful of the pins where they're in kind of their park outfits, they're wearing their lanyards. Jason worked on a bunch of those. And they're experiencing trading in the park. And what happened was they started pin trading and then they went, oh, this is cool, right? Now we know what these guests are talking about. So we want to go down on Main Street and we want to just shout it to the world. We want to let everybody know. We're going to kind of throw out a press of, hey, pin trading is here. We're celebrating. We want you to be involved. And then they've now come to this event and they've shown up in their best attire, and you'll see a lot of the pins for this event where they're in that kind of their black outfit attire, their black gala, their best. And now they're here and they're celebrating the 25 years. So it was kind of this little story that we weaved throughout the entire year that I don't think I've ever said out loud to anybody other than this team right here. So you all are hearing that we really wanted to tell the story of you as a guest experiencing it, the Fab Five, them getting really excited for it and wanting to share the news and going on Main Street and shouting it loud for everybody to hear, and now coming to the event and celebrating it.
I have a lot of questions for you, Jess, but I want the guests.
Well, I think the guests, they're here to ask us questions, so and make sure you go back.
I have two questions. One, there have been a lot of changes in the park, a lot of the traditional things that, as a child, I remember that are no longer there. Will you continue to make pins that somehow bring that reminiscence to a new generation, even though, like, the ferry boat is, the paddle boat's not there anymore? Will you continue to make pins like that? And the other part of my question is, you talked about the characters dressed in their formal wear. Did you borrow some of that idea from the Imagination Gala?
I'll go backwards. The longer pin trading is the thing, the longer any type of art or design is out in the world, the more inspiration there will always be. You could say maybe it was inspired by the Imagination Gala. You can say that it's inspired by the Mickey and Minnie costumes when they go to weddings, when they show up to celebrate a wedding. You could say it's inspired by when they celebrate at a Legacy Award dinner or an ambassador situation. You can say it's really just inspired by black tie events, ones that I've gone to. So, anything with art is always, inspiration is continuously and exponentially growing, right? So it's never any one specific thing, and sometimes it's unintentional, right? A lot of times we think we have the best new amazing idea. How many times team have I said, we've done it, right? Alex Mayer, if you remember Alex Mayer used to say it to me my first 5 years. Every time I'd walk into a room, I would be like, I've got the best idea. And he'd be like, we've done it, Jess. Oh, okay. So I think inspiration comes from anywhere, everywhere, and it's kind of all-encompassing. And as far as going back, I think Walt said, in so many words, and I'm going to poorly paraphrase it, but we keep pushing forward, right? We keep moving forward, we're opening new doors, we're finding new ways the park will never be finished, right? And I think that's Disney pins. The park will never be done, we're always going to be changing, we're always going to be growing. Disney pins, we're always going to be moving forward and trying to find new things. I push this team on a daily basis, do something new and different. But there's always going to be a callback to nostalgia. Nostalgia is always going to be there. We pull on our memories as guests, like you all, we pull on our memories. We remember our times here at the park. We pull on those things and we put that inspiration into the pins. Like, Hipoka. I'm so bad. I really try really hard. It's in New York, sorry. But we pull on our personal inspiration, but a lot of, you heard everybody here, our personal inspiration is the Disney parks.
Looking backwards, look forward.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the most challenging pin you've worked on? Maybe things of that nature? Because nobody wants to say what they're least.
Yeah, I know. I kind of feel bad.
What was the biggest surprise?
Here's the thing, yeah. So I'll say here's the thing with pins. From day one that I walked in, even that Baymax pin that I talk about, that I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, ooh, okay, like now we designed that completely different. But in the moment, I thought it was the coolest pin, right? And I think we all attacked every single pin that way, where we're like in the moment, because every one of us are collectors and or traders. I'm a collector. Trading is a little scary for me. But I really truly believe we all put everything we have into every pin. So to say it's a least favorite is probably not accurate, but I would say ones that like maybe I was surprised at how much I ended up liking it. Oddly enough, it was an Avatar pin for D23 of 2019, I think it was. It was the jumbo that came out, because I remember thinking, I'm Disney through and through. Avatar's, it's a great property, but like, I don't have the fandom for Avatar like some people do. But drawing that super jumbo pin that we released in 2019, it was all completely custom. None of that art was referenced from anything other than the actual film. And when it came out, I was surprised at how much I loved it. And I was like, wow. And I actually became an Avatar fan through that pin design. So I think that was probably my most surprising. Anybody else have like a... Okay.
I would say for me, my most challenging kind of pin I've gotten assigned to was actually probably like one of my second assignments. It was actually the Frozen 10-year anniversary, and it was my first anniversary, so it was a lot of pressure. And I remember it's because Jason wasn't too excited about the princesses, so I got the princess assignment. I was like, no pressure, it's fine. And it's just Frozen. I was like, I felt like I saw it in the theater like just a year ago, and it's 10 years, wow. But it was a fun assignment, and the main thing is, like what Jess said, is I wish I could go back because I feel like I could do it better. And also with anniversaries, it's like we want to go bigger and like better. So that was the main challenge. Like, it's not like I don't like princesses. I actually enjoyed it a lot. It's just we always challenge ourselves and want to improve things is the main thing to take away from it.
I would say the most challenging thing that I've worked on has been and Jess knows this probably, is the attraction puzzle sets. So if you don't know, each coast has its own puzzle pin for like Haunted Mansion, for Jungle Cruise, and they all connect to each other in a way. So the conception and like building that out is an immense challenge, and the research that goes behind it. But I wouldn't say that I dislike it, though. I would say that although the process is challenging, yes, and that every quarter I get that new challenge, but I always love the end result, and I love seeing it out there. So it's complicated.
Anyone else?
I would say, I'm sorry, don't blame me. I'm not a Star Wars fan. So to me, drawing Star Wars is very challenging because I'm not deeply into the story. And all the mechanical parts, droids, this is very challenging to draw to me. So
And to get accurately, right?
yeah, and understand all the storyline and everything. I've watched Star Wars, but I'm not into the fandom of Star Wars, so it makes more challenging to me. But I'm glad I have Jason and Maria and Robert and Kate. They know everything about Star Wars, so I can always run to them and ask for help. So thank you guys.
I would say mine used to be Marvel. When we first started working with Marvel, it was just, you go from Mickey to Iron Man. That's quite a style jump. But then I actually wound up on the Marvel team for a number of years, and I love working on Marvel now. It's great. So something that can start out as being daunting or it seems challenging, the more we get into it and the more we work on it, we grow to love it. And now, like, anytime there's a Marvel pin, I'm like, I'll take it. Yes, please. Like Cosmic Rewind, I helped work on that whole opening assortment, and that's every time there's a Cosmic Rewind thing, I'm like, that's my baby. Yes, please. I'll work on that. So, just growing on the others. It's not just because something is challenging doesn't mean we can't overcome it at some point.
Well, in case it hasn't been obvious, princesses are not on the top
But
of my
he's
list.
so good at it. He's so involved.
Yeah. My history with feature animation, I always worked on the sidekicks, the comic relief, the more fun characters, which I do prefer to draw, which are never the princesses. It's always, whether it's Miko or Timon and Pumbaa. I'll also say a lot of the sort of 3D digital characters in general are harder to translate to pins. Whether it's a Toy Story or, a lot of the modern stuff that Disney's doing, it's a challenge to streamline it into lots, line art. Plus, we're also dealing with a very limited size. But it's a good challenge. We enjoy it.
I'm all into innovation, bringing new things, building new things. I love this mechanical part of the pins, like how they will act, how they will move, how we'll do something different with the same metal pieces. So I think something we've done recently, we've done a couple times already, but it was very challenging and we need a lot of work to get through, was adding LED to the pins. We had hard times with all the small parts and the battery and all the battery warnings and everything that goes behind the LED itself, and how to produce that, how to get a good cost on that, and it's many more layers of work, but it turned out great. It's now a technique that we know how to do, and we can keep building against it. So we can keep building up. We can do more with LED, and we're always learning. We are always trying new things, and that's something that just excites us.
What new ideas are coming? What's happening? What technology is there?
This guy thinks he's so funny. I would say to tag on to Patty's though, being a collector since '99, right? Millennium Celebration 2000. When you think back to the big chunky plastic with the light, I have so many of them at home that have just like disintegrated because of the Florida heat. But you think back, and I think to that, and I think of now and how far we've come, and that is what we continuously push every year.
I think we may have one more question before we close out today's talk.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for having the event. My question is regarding about the trading. So recently there's been a lot of limitations at the parks with tradings. Are they looking to move this area or move to another area? Or just
So I think this kind of goes with the previous question from the table up front. We know, we hear you. The operations and advocacy teams are working diligently to continue to grow paint trading, to give you spaces, to give you opportunities to trade, to make trading the experience that we all want it to be. So we'll leave it there, and just know that paint trading is on the top of everybody's mind, and it is, the parks are big. The parks are big, there's a lot of guests, and there's a lot that goes into everything that we do. Every little change that gets made has a multiple layer impact. So all of that has to get thought through while we're making some of these adjustments.
That is it for Q&A and our panel. I think Cell Brunch is coming to an end, but what if we got to look forward to today and tomorrow, Jess?
Yeah, so thank you all again. Really appreciate it. Thank you to my team up here. Thank you to Quinn for moderating. I was great at the fit. But yeah, I mean, this is just the start. So we're really excited that we were able to have this with you. You all should have your return times today to go pick up your product. Really excited to have you all see that. We got an opportunity to help do the pick and pack, to see all the product going into your bag. So we're really hoping you love it as much as we loved working on it and creating it for you. You'll have that today. And then we'll have our big event tomorrow. So really excited for some of the surprise and delights we have, the changes that we hear feedback. You'll see some feedback being implemented, so don't think it ever goes on deaf ears. We hear you. We try to make it the best event ever, but we're really excited for what we've got going on.
And are the guests will be able to see you this weekend?
They will. So you'll be able to see both my product design team as well as our partners. We always say a village, right? Our partners in merchandise strategy as well as sourcing, even some from our planning teams as well. They'll be running the product preview area, so make sure you get a sneak peek at what's upcoming. We'll have those pins out for you. And then we will be doing an artist signing tomorrow from 3 to 5. So be sure if you've got those pins and you want us to sign, you want to have maybe a one-on-one chat with us, that's your opportunity. Please come see us. We will chat with you. We love to talk, if you haven't noticed. And yeah, I mean, we don't want to take away from your trading board time, but we would love the interaction. So please come say hello, and hope you have a wonderful day. Get some great trades off the boards tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay guys, so we got to meet the artists, here's some of their little backstory, here's some insiding. It was so much fun. We can't wait to share the actual event with you guys, and happy collecting, everybody.